Hello, welcome to a special post-game edition of the Hogs Happy Hour here on 4-Star Sports Media Network. I'm your host, Blake, joined by the co-host of the year, Coach Ashton Wilson.
Yeah, I haven't got my trophy yet.
Yeah, I know. It's in the mail. But anyways, Woo Pig, Arkansas gets to win today 17-9. The bats were hot. The pitching was not.
I like it. I like it, Blake.
So, all right, the viewers out there, if you want to comment to get in on the conversation, please do. So get your thoughts off your chest. Before we get into our discussion, we're gonna go through some highlights. So we'll start it off with the first home run of the game.
Hudson White pops this one in the air towards right field, going back, and it's gone! That just kept carrying, and it carries over the right field fence, and Hudson White, one of the hottest hitters on the team down the stretch, opens up the scoring in Fayetteville.
So that was maybe a foreshadow of what was to come that we didn't know. You know, all these home runs that we were hitting. So, and then next in the second inning, Holt hits a single to right to score 2 runs.
In the right field, that's a base hit. Aloy makes the turn past third. He will slide headfirst home, and it's an RBI single for Peyton Holt.
Yeah, that got things rolling, and really, honestly, throughout the whole game, we just didn't really look back offensively.
No.
Thank goodness we didn't look back offensively.
It was bad pitching wise.
Yeah.
All right, and then Sprague
Breaking ball hit towards left field. This will drop for a base hit and score 2. Holt is in. And a second run in as well as Wilmsmeyer comes across. It's 5-0 Arkansas on a.
And then at that point, you're thinking to yourself, okay, well, how in the world could this get any better? It was a start for the Razorbacks. And then
it does.
Hit well out towards right field. Going back and goodbye. A rocket off the bat of Ben McLaughlin. His 8th homer of the year, and the Arkansas lead expands to 8-0.
So 8-0, Coach Wilson. What are your thoughts at this point in the game?
I was thinking to myself, okay, this is what we should be doing. We should be being an OVC, the Ohio Valley Conference. Of course, you know, I think about the Ohio Valley Conference. You know who the 1 seed going into that Ohio Valley Conference tournament was?
Was it Little Rock?
It was the Little Rock Trojans.
Yeah.
Coach Curry was the coach of the year in the OVC. Shout out to them because, like I said, I always remind everybody, taught his little girl there where I'm at, very good family. And I was hoping, as a Little Rock alum, I was hoping that the Trojans would have won the conference because they could have just as easily been playing us in this regional. But SEMO won that conference, and at that point, I'm thinking to myself, okay, yes, they're conference champions, but they're no better offensively or defensively, pitching-wise, than any team we played in the SEC this year. So I'm thinking we're going to run away with the game at that point.
Yeah. So, and then SEMO comes charging back to tie it 8-8 until the 5th inning, where Aloy
hits this one a country mile deep over the wall. Home run. Arkansas regains.
Man, that was over the hog pen.
Yeah, and you know, at that point, anytime Aloy, I feel like everybody that has been struggling got hot. Like specifically, I think the very next batter, probably the next video you got, is Diggs hitting a home run.
Yeah. We'll go ahead and play now. Shout out to Diggs. He did well. He did better today. You know, he did hit this home run.
Hits this one well towards left field. Going back to the wall. It's gone. Kendall Diggs helps the Razorbacks go back-to-back. The Taters are out.
First off, the Taters, the announcers didn't even know what the Taters were for, so why they said that, I don't know. They had
Yeah,
no clue what those were for.
Yeah, before the end of the show, we'll get to the announcers because
Cannot wait! I cannot wait to talk about the announcers. So finally, Dave Van Horn did one thing that I have been like harping on over and over and over: move Diggs down in the lineup, get him out of the leadoff spot. Guess what? He did it, and he had some success. That's probably where he should have been the last 3 weeks.
Yep.
Is down there. Now, there was one spot in the lineup that made absolutely no sense to me.
Yep.
And it was like the sore thumb of the entire lineup.
Mm-hmm.
It was Ryder Helfrich. Why is Ryder Helfrich, who is not batting, he's batting less than what I weigh. Okay, he's batting under 190, I think, at this point. And it wasn't like his at bats were terrible. And I'm not saying that Helfrich's not. I mean, maybe Helfrich is a good hitter, but he hasn't shown it to me this year. And honestly, he struggled. And I would rather see right now in that 5 spot. I'd rather see Peyton Holt there in that 5 spot. Keep Diggs where he's at. Give Holt more ABs, and then I'd like to see maybe Nolan Souza get some more at bats. I mean. They brought in Ross Lovich, who, granted, he's had his moments, but like Nolan Souza's big body, his bat is going to bring more to the lineup if he makes solid contact than anybody else. I don't know. I don't understand. I know we won and we tore the cover off the ball, but I can tell you, I think it was the 5 hole. The 5 hole I don't think touched the ball much at all.
And next is the 7th inning with McLaughlin. He kind of blew it open with this shot.
Through text after that. Whoa. Ben McLaughlin sends out his own message.
Absolute tank.
Forget about it. Long gone. A 3-run blast by Ben McLaughlin. Second time today he's done that. And the Arkansas lead is up to.
So, yeah.
I ain't seen the ball hit that far in a long time. Boy, he hit that ball, and I said, oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
I was on the phone with my dad when he hit that, and I said, man, he just hit an absolute monster.
Yep. And then the last 3-run homer goes to Mr. White.
White puts a charge into this into left field. Back and goodbye. Second home run of the day for Hudson White. This one a 3-run shot for the Razorbacks. It's 17 to.
So 17-9 ended up being the final. So
he's feeling it, man. He's been tearing the cover off the ball, and finally is what we've been needing from him.
Yeah.
He's just really stepped it up, and we've been needing that, and that leadership that he brings to the lineup. When he first came over, we knew what we were getting, or at least what we thought we were getting in the lineup. We knew where he was a 300 hitter. We knew that he hit home runs, and he was a hitter for average. And haven't really seen that, but boy, the last 2 weeks, he has really come on and been just a bright spot in the lineup for us.
Yeah, I will say to those of you watching out there, if you want to join in on the conversation, please do. If you have some complaints, some praises, whatever you may have. The winning pitcher, the win went to Fouch. So Molina, that first batter, I was pissed off. I texted you and said, "What a start!" A 4-pitch walk. And then he turned it on for about 1 inning and a half, and then it just went downhill. He couldn't find the strike zone, but I don't think the umpire knew what the strike zone was at some points in the game. Phil on the radio was saying, that this umpire should be umpiring high school ball, let alone high level Division I baseball. So
yeah, he wasn't very consistent to be fair.
Yeah.
And not, I won't say he's the worst I've ever seen. I just didn't think that he was very consistent for both sides. I thought his strike zone was rough for both teams.
Yeah. So we ended up using 5 pitchers today, which is not good.
No.
For tomorrow. So just kind of talk about the pitching performance today.
Well, I think what we thought we were going to get was a dominant start from Molina, and for whatever reason, he just could not find the strike zone to save his life. I think at one point he walked 4, maybe 5 total in the game. I think he went 2 1/3.
Yeah.
And then all right. So here's the problem. Arkansas has a tough time putting teams away when they should put them away. When you're up 8-0, I'm going to tell you the biggest thing as a coach, especially someone who's been around baseball long enough. You want to really demoralize a team after you put up a crooked number on the scoreboard, go throw up another 0. So if you're up 8-0 and you go throw up another 0, all it does is it's like a catalyst to your offense to go put the game away. But the moment you start letting teams hang around a little more, don't throw it across the plate to let them hit the ball, the other team starts to kind of gain a little bit of momentum, a little bit of belief that they can hang around. And what happened? I think we loaded the bases, and then they hit or I don't know if it was bases loaded. We walked a couple. They hit a home run. Next thing you know, it's 8-4. And then I think I was actually gone away from the house for a little bit. Come back, and it's 9-8. And you expect a little bit better from a staff that, as Van Horn has multiple said multiple times, this is one of the best staffs, if not the best staff he's ever had. Well, we may have had that in the first 30 games of the season, but 40 games of the season, but we've struggled these last 10 to 15 games to just throw strikes.
Yeah, Molina, he ended up throwing 60 pitches, and 32 of those were strikes. So that's not good.
Yeah.
And then McIntyre was good for an inning, and then it just went downhill quick. So McIntyre has been as disappointing as Diggs has been lately. I don't, early in the season we could trust McIntyre to come in and shut him down, but not now. So
McIntyre has just I don't know how to explain it. He's just absolutely struggled here as of late, and I don't know if it's just other teams know, like the scouting report on him is that he's not a velocity guy, sit on the off speed, or if it's just he's not locating his off speed. I'm not really sure what it is. I can't really put my finger on this is what the problem is. But it hasn't been very consistent. I'll say that.
Yeah. So who do you expect tomorrow, pitching wise?
I think you're gonna get Hagan tomorrow.
Yeah, but after that, who
you'll get Gage Wood.
So hopefully those two can.
I think what's going to end up happening, Blake. What's going to end up happening is you'll get Hagan tomorrow, and you're hoping that Hagan has a good day, because right now we're already deep into the bullpen. But let's think about who we haven't used. You haven't used Parker Coyle, and I don't think you really want to use Parker Coyle, honestly. But you haven't used Parker Coyle. Dawson's out. You still have Carter. You still have Ben Bybee. There's several guys still down there in the bullpen, and I'm starting to wonder: do we have as much depth as we think we do? I don't know yet. I'd have to see as far as who we've got left.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm gonna hit you with a little baseball trivia. When was the last time Arkansas scored a run in the first inning? Besides today.
Let me think, Blake. We didn't do it in the SEC tournament. I know that. I'm going to say we did not do it against Texas A&M. I'm a South Carolina series.
No, April 30th, which would probably be the midweek game, the last midweek game we played.
Jeez, man, that's awful.
So for the whole month of May, we did not
That's
score any
awful.
first inning run. We also, coming into the tournament, had the worst batting average of any team.
Yeah, I knew that. I knew that the batting average was awful.
Which, I mean, to score 17, it's pretty good. It is SEMO. You
Yeah.
can kind of treat it like a midweek game, but they did win their conference. They're in the tournament. They deserve to be there. So, for them to come back from down 8-0, shout out to them because it doesn't happen very often.
No.
And their coach is he played for Van Horn at Nebraska, so he's got a good little squad there.
Yeah.
All right, so the next game I think starts maybe in about 45 minutes. So tomorrow we'll play at night. It's going to be exciting to see Baum Walker at night. It was kind of electric during the day. So first pitch tomorrow is set for 8 o'clock, either against the winner of the Louisiana Tech Kansas State game, which will happen later tonight. So, number one, as an Arkansas fan, which team would you want to face?
Between Louisiana Tech and Kansas State, I'm going to say Kansas State.
Yeah, I'm just saying because they are the lower seed, and Louisiana Tech is a little bit more consistent team than Kansas, or Louisiana Tech is a more consistent team than Kansas State is. Kansas State finished 500 in their conference, so.
I can tell you that I don't want to face Ethan Bates.
No.
Former Razorback. He was the player of the year for their conference, and that's hitting wise and pitching wise. He had a great year doing both.
Yep.
And so I'm gonna say hard pass on playing them if we can avoid it.
And the announced attendance today was 11,062.
Okay. That's not bad for a day game.
No. Night game should be a little bit more people. Hog pen should be packed with anybody that can fit into the hog pen. So,
yeah.
So, all right. Now, we asked this yesterday on the show. You were on assignment yesterday, so we didn't get to get your answer. Arkansas wins the regional if
Arkansas wins the regional if Hagen Smith has a good day tomorrow.
Okay. Yesterday on the show, me and Jason both said Diggs has to at least hit a home run, so he did do that today. So kind of helped us. Now, on the flip side, Arkansas loses the regional if
Arkansas loses the regional if they lose game 2.
Yep.
So, they got to win tomorrow. We don't have at this point. I'm not convinced that Arkansas has the pitching depth to lose a game and then to have to bounce back and win. You know what I mean?
Because we went through 5 today, and we're down 2 or 3 pitchers due to injury.
Yeah.
So that's 8 out of your available pitchers, and But Van Horn did say that he does expect Hagen to go longer in the postseason. In the regular season, kind of stopped him right at 6 innings, but he said he was doing that to kind of prepare him for the postseason to go a little bit longer. So,
we'll
see.
Now's the time.
Yep. All right, let's talk about some non-important stuff. These announcers that were in Fayetteville, I think, have never been inside the state of Arkansas because they were surprised at the Woo Pig Suey chant. They were all giddy about that. The beer hats on the head, they didn't know what that was. The taters, they didn't know what that was. They think tonight is an elimination game.
Oh my gosh, yes. They said tonight's game is an elimination game. I'm like, this is the first game of the regional. This is the first game in the regional, but tonight's an elimination game. Who hired these guys?
Yeah, it's on their own ESPN Plus. You got to pay to see
Golly, man, unreal.
it. Yeah, it was bad. But usually I just mute them and turn on the radio, sync it up a little bit.
And they did not know. They did not know the players whatsoever.
Yeah.
They asked these questions that were, I thought, were just absolutely ignorant. They said, "Well, if you're not looking at the lineup and you're the Red Hawks right now, who is it that you want coming up to the plate?" And they said Palmer. I'm like, "Well, yeah, he's the only one. He hit a 3-run bomb earlier in the game. Of course, you want him coming up." I thought, I just listened to them say things. It's just like no duh moments.
Yeah, I was trying to find.
Not the greatest announcers ever.
Yeah, I trying to look at there it is at the stats. You know, why would Arkansas walk a guy who has like a sub 300 batting average 5 times? Or just
I don't know. We could not throw him a strike. We finally got him out at the very end.
Yeah.
You know, if he'd have walked in one more time, that would have been the NCAA record.
Greatest pitching staff of all time.
Yeah, we would have broke a record tonight, and it wouldn't even been in our favor.
Yeah. Before we go, I want to just go over some scores from earlier that are important to the Hogs. So, remember we are matched up with the Charlottesville Regional, one that has Mississippi State and Virginia. So, just some scores real quick. These are final scores. If my app would work, that would be great. All right, Kentucky won 10-8. That was kind of close. You know, Kentucky's one of the top teams in ACC. Florida State won 7-2 over Stetson. Virginia over the Quakers 4-2. So that's the regional we're matched up with. LSU had to have a walk-off home run against Wofford. They ended up winning 4-3. Vanderbilt got beat down by Coastal Carolina 13-3. Texas A&M 8-0 over Grambling. Georgia by 1 run over Army. Evansville is the upset of the day so far over the 1 seed in that regional, East Carolina. Indiana over Southern Miss 10-4. UConn 4-1 over Duke. South Carolina sneaks out a win against James Madison 8-7. And Florida wins 5-2. So that's the kind of the important ones that kind of have SEC implications. So,
yeah.
SEC kind of struggled today.
It wasn't the greatest showing from the SEC. I mean, we won, which obviously you want to win, but like you just – I think okay, so maybe I'm overthinking things, but like you want to, no matter what, day one, you've got to win day one. If you're the host of the region, you have got to win day one, because if you don't win day one, it's not like you're going to go face another 4 seed tomorrow. No, you're going to turn around and face a really good 2 seed, or maybe like a 3 seed who shouldn't be a 3 seed. Maybe they didn't play all year, but all of a sudden they're hot and they're playing. You know what I mean? So you've got to win. Okay, so at least, hey, look at it this way, Blake. A positive for me, if you can believe it. At least looking up, we're not East Carolina today.
Yeah.
You know, we're as the 1 seed in our own stadium. We lose the opening game of the tournament.
Yeah, and that honestly does not do well with confidence with the way the Hogs have been playing. So getting this win 17-9 is good. But, you know, hopefully we save some runs for tomorrow, because it's going to be a little bit tougher opponent tomorrow, whether it's Louisiana Tech or Kansas State. They're both, they're better teams, honestly. So we'll see. 8 o'clock tomorrow for sure. Don't know the opponent yet. So go out, get something to eat, come back, turn on the ESPN app, find you a game to watch. It's college baseball. I think this weekend is very underrated for college sports fans. You know, it's a very good weekend to be couch locked, you know, stay on the couch, watch baseball all day long. So anyways, anything else before we get off here?
Nope.
Yep. So we will hopefully be on tomorrow. This will be be Hogs happy hour after dark. So hopefully it's a win. So you got to win you got to win 3 more games or 2 more games for the Hogs, I think. So hopefully we get all that as Coach Wilson's playing peekaboo. Yeah. All right. Well, we will. Yeah. We can't hear you. Yeah. All right. So join us tomorrow night as we hopefully talk about a Hogs win.